Plaintiff Christina Brown says the defendant is her brother, and she co-signed on an apartment for him. However, Christina claims he was evicted for running around naked while high on drugs, and she's suing for a collections bill and emotional distress. Defendant Melvin Brown says for the last year and a half, he's been tormented by his former friends, and as a result, he's used drugs to self-medicate. While Melvin loves his sister, he says she just doesn't understand his issues with drugs.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
So I want to first start by saying that I'm really frustrated that I have to be here today. And never did I think that I would have to sue my brother. So my brother is the oldest out of 6 children. He's the only boy. And typically you'd think that your older brother is supposed to look out for you and take care of you, but it seems like we're always bailing my brother out.
Starting when?
Like most of my adult life, I can recall.
How about in your youth and in his youth?
No, in our youth, he was a very good, protective big brother. I mean, even now he's protective, but when it comes to just life decisions, it seems like that's what we have to bail him out with.
You say bail as in you do it more, you've done it more than a couple of times?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many times?
On a regular basis, I would say several times
Why?
a year.
Why?
Well, that's my brother, and I love him. You know.
Okay, well, keep on doing it. Can I leave? Don't waste my time. Why are you wasting my time?
Well, I want to teach him a lesson, Your Honor.
Oh, today you stopping the bailout.
Yeah.
All right.
So my last bailout actually occurred April of 2017, and that's when this situation took place. I do want to add, my brother is a very talented individual, and he has a good heart, but he helps out the wrong crowd. He bails out his friend, literally bails out his friends from jail.
He told you it was the wrong crowd?
I
beg to He told you that?
Well, I found out through our mother.
No, but he said that was the wrong crowd he referred to?
No, he's not going to.
Then where are you getting this from?
Well, Your Honor, the people that...
It is his crowd. If that's who he wanted to bail out, that's who he bail out. He's not a child. How old is he?
43 years old.
Let me hear from you, sir.
Your Honor, I have 5 sisters, and I love all my sisters. But I feel like I'm by myself because I'm the only boy. And I mean, and I'm also gay. I've been going through the last year and a half. I've been going through a lot of, being tormented by people who take my kindness for my weakness. And if I just told you some of the things that I've been through,
go ahead.
Last year and a half, I worked for Uber, and these just jealous people. They've destroyed. I rent a car through Uber. They've been destroyed 5 Uber rent-a-cars. I mean, they've hacked my job app and linked it to a Facebook account, stealing money, then emailed my job, and for no reason. They got my family involved in it.
You know the people?
Yeah, I know people, and I've reported it to, I did it to Proper Right. You reported to the authorities.
Okay, somebody you involved with, or ex, or what's the deal? Who are they?
Well, and it's an ex-friends. Okay. And, which was friends of mine, and I've helped them all out. But, they took my kindness for my weakness.
All right, but your sister says they bail you out all the time for quite a while.
My sister helped me. Yes, my sister's helped me a couple times, but it's not they bail me out all the time. I do my own.
It sounded like, based on what she said, the average person would think that your sisters have to be responsible for all your responsibilities. And if something happens, we got to step in, and something is always happening. We're always stepping in. And so that's kind of where I was trying to get some clarity. But you're saying that's not the case. It was a result of a personal situation you've dealt with.
I never call my sisters.
Okay.
I never call my sisters if I need anything. But if I do, it's like very rarely, and it's nothing like, maybe, a ride or something, something like that.
Good.
It's not, because I usually hold my own.
Okay, good, because you live on your own, obviously, have your own place.
Yes, and my own job. I mean, I'll do anything for my sisters. I mean,
well, we ain't talking about what you do. They saying, well, I'm talking about what they say they do for you. And I'm trying to clear that misperception up that I have. They're not paying for your place, are they?
No.
Okay, well, then there it is, ma'am. You're not paying for his place, and neither are your 4 sisters. And he sounds all right to me. Why are you suing them today? What happened?
So in April of 2017, I signed for my brother to get a place. He was unable to get it on his own. He had recently started a job, and he did not have the sufficient pay history to get approved. The understanding was that he would switch it over into his name after a couple of months once he could present evidence that he financially qualified for the apartment. So again, that was April 2017. Of course, that's my brother. I didn't think twice about doing it, but at this time, I had never been in a bad situation with my brother to where, I helped him out and then it turned on me. Fast forward to October of 2017, my brother was being evicted, and it was for illegal drug use. And that's why I say, Your Honor, that the people that he bailed out has an impact on him, because when my brother's doing good, he's doing good. Just like he said, he has his own apartment, he drives for Uber. It just seems like, he's always taking someone in, letting them sleep on the couch, and then it just goes downhill from there. And these people use drugs, and then my brother will start using drugs. So this particular—
How you know it's not the other way around?
Well, because I've seen that my brother is typically sober. I've seen my brother do well.
But how do you know when he does get high, it's not him initiating it?
Well, because it never happens until he moves someone in. We never have issues.
Right. He may not get high until he has a partner to share it with. That's a possibility. I don't get high because I don't want to sit up here and get high by myself. But when I get a roommate, I want to get high. And in fact, I'll share it with my roommate. Could be that, couldn't it? Man, it's a grown man. Talking 43, real grown. Talking about he get influenced by other people. You get high based on what other people tell you to do, sir?
For the last year and a half, like I said, I've been going through and I have been, self-medicating myself because there's nothing else I can figure out to do other than that, so I don't hurt nobody or, get a felony.
Okay.
And
I'm going to let her continue. April of 17, your apartment, you signed for it, and then what happened there? And he failed to pay as of October. Is that what it was? October?
Well, he failed to pay because of the bizarre behavior that was going on. I received a notice from the apartment complex that he had 3 days to vacate, and that it was an eviction, but they gave me 3 days to move all of his belongings out, so that the eviction itself wouldn't go on my rental history. And what transpired was at the beginning of October, they said that he was running erratic without any clothes on in the parking lot.
Okay, smoking angel dust? Smoking Sherm, angel dust?
No, Flocka.
That's the synthetic weed?
Yes. No, that's a synthetic. It's like crystal meth, but it's not.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and you're smoking. Okay. All right.
But I was under the impression, though, and I was the rental office told her that there would be no fees or anything, just as long as is out within 3 days. They would take care of all that. There would be no fees or anything.
And Your Honor, not only was there damages to the apartment, because my brother was hospitalized after this situation. The police came and he was taken. via EMS to the local hospital, and he was there for several days. So it was my responsibility and my mother to get everything out of the apartment. So we're renting U-Hauls, like we're two men in a truck packing up this apartment. I had to have friends come over to patch holes in the wall because there's like big, huge human-sized holes in the wall.
When we started out, ma'am, you were very concerned about your brother, and you shared that concern. He said he doesn't know what to do. He said he has no idea what to do other than use drugs. Have you ever tried to help him get counseling?
We've definitely been there and encouraged my brother to get counseling.
And what happened?
That's not true.
We've also tried to encourage him to do drug rehab, and he said that he doesn't.
He said it's not true. When did you all suggest he get counseling?
There was a time where I was trying to mandate it through the courts.
Okay.
He was in the hospital.
Is that true?
No, that's not.
Okay. Well, why won't you go for counseling? You say you don't know what to do. That's what you do. You go for therapy.
You're right. And you know what? When I need to do. My family, I love my family, but like I said, they're not much of a support system as far as going to talk to, about problems like this, because they don't do drugs. They've never, they all got their blue collar jobs, and I'm just like the one is, work for Uber, and I hang out with some people that they would never hang out with, and so. You
don't know what they do. They might just be slicker than you.
But yeah, you're right.
They might be getting high as a kite. They might be getting higher than you. Out of 5 sisters, right. You telling me don't nobody else get high? Oh, yeah, right.
My thing is, yes, I do help people out that I shouldn't help out, but I do that because the man upstairs put me here we're here to help each other, and I can't, I can't stop who I am over some people that, have
You
done,
can't help nobody until you help yourself. You can't help nobody until you help yourself.
Exactly.
How do you intend to help yourself?
I pretty much I handle my own. And
it's not working. You're still tortured and use drugs periodically to self-medicate. I'm going with what you told me.
Your Honor, I have this problem. I've reported to the local police department, the FBI. I've got up and moved. I've changed my phone numbers, and it keeps, So I gave it to the man upstairs. That's the only other thing I can do.
Oh, because sounds like you're doing the right thing to stay out of the line of fire in this situation. But you told me that you were getting high to self-medicate. That means a person is troubled mentally, one way or the other. Counseling, at the very least, should at least get you to understand how to find other ways. I don't know what else to do, Judge. This time it's in the hands of the Lord. No, there's things you can do. Go to counseling. She says you tried to get you to rehab. What I'm hearing, you need counseling right along or before the rehab.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You gonna do it? Come on, man. Just get some help.
Yes, sure, yeah.
Some help. Get some therapy. Just talk to somebody. Just be able to talk and learn how to cope. That's the main thing, is learning how to cope where it doesn't tear you up inside. I've had tremendous problems within my family, friends, extended family, with all type of things, drug addictions, destructive lifestyle, all that, and I got to endure it. I'm part of it because I'm attached, and I have to lend my support, and I have to do what I can. But at the same time, that person that you're helping has to do their best. Otherwise, you got to step away and wait until they hit rock bottom. That's when you help people that don't want to be helped. Is you wait, pray for them. If your brother is troubling you and your sisters in this way, because I know you care about them based on what you've said, then you need to read about coping yourself. Family members coping with however you want to characterize this problem. People coping with, you coping with your situation. All right, so that's what I think needs to happen. We're going to help you get treatment. In the meantime, he admits to owing you his peers. And what's your defense? You can't pay right now?
I mean, like I said, I was under the impression that there was supposed to be no fees, and that's what the man said. And then all of a sudden there was a bill in the mail. Right now I don't have it, but I mean, I planned on paying her back.
Okay, then that's what we want to hear, that you plan on paying her back. That way she can maintain her faith in you, and the family can maintain their faith in you and believe that they can help you without you trying to weasel out of it, knowing that you owe. You admit that you owe. Sounds like you're saying you can't pay right now, and y'all love him so much. You'll take it when you get it, right? You'll take it when you get it. You love him so much. Pay her when you get it. Judgment for the plaintiff.
No, I do not agree with that.
Him. You see, brother, remember? That brother stuff been set aside. Judgment for the plaintiff. Pay your sister. Get your money.
I really hope that you are going to get help. And I really hope that you go to counseling and get everything that you need.
Yeah.
And we'll still be here to support you.
I mean, my sister knows that I love him, and I feel like I'm out here by myself, which I am. And I mean.
You're not by yourself.
I am by myself.
We haven't left you by yourself as of yet, even with everything we've been through.
Yeah, I mean, and that is what hurts most is you guys make like you've been through. And you guys helped me out a couple times. I mean, you make it like it's every day, all week. It's not. I
didn't say it was every day, all week, but it's been several times.
You're making it sound
more than anything, we just really want you to be able to get on the straight and narrow to where you're good, to where you don't have to rely on other people.
Plaintiff Dominique Thomas worked at a restaurant where the defendant was the manager, but she claims the defendant was fired for abandoning the restaurant. Dominique says that night she and the defendant got into a physical altercation, and so the defendant vandalized her car. Defendant Jakia Richmond says Dominique has an extremely poor work ethic, and one night while on the job, she caught Dominique smoking pot in the bathroom. Jakia insists Dominique is the one who physically attacked her, so she's countersuing for the assault and harassment.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I don't know the defendant, Ms. Richmond, like that. I know I worked with her. Mm-hmm. She was a manager at our job. She was not the perfect manager, unfortunately. She would leave us in the store to go do what she...
Store manager or one of the assistant managers?
She was just a manager,
swing
a third
manager,
shift manager.
or,
A third shift manager.
Okay.
She come from a different store, so that's why I didn't know her. I didn't know nothing about her. The first couple nights, we didn't see eye to eye.
Why?
Because there's certain things that's done in the grill area in our store that doesn't have nothing to do with front service. And we didn't see eye to eye with that. She was trying to make it seem like she knew what was going on, and it wasn't how it's supposed to go. And that's what caused us to have the interaction with each other. So
how did it lead to that with your boss? When your boss says, I think I wanted to go this way. What did you say? No, it ain't going like that.
No.
You can't just come up in here changing no rules. Manager or not, boss or not, I run this operation. That ain't the way we do it around here. And don't you come in here starting to do it like that.
I understand. When we're down in the store, we are required to do manual, which is we're not allowed to stop running the store. We're not allowed to take breaks. If there's nobody, like grill is from front counter.
The manager isn't either?
If there's nobody to recover her, no, she's not allowed to take a break.
And she tried to do that?
Yes.
All right, you told her to don't take no break.
She can't.
I think you need to be the manager. That's what it sounds like to me. Go ahead, Mel. You wanted to be. Go ahead.
So I contacted her manager, which was everybody's manager.
That's right.
The next day when the defendant came in, she was fired.
For what?
Because she left us in the store outside doing activities she had no business.
All right, let me hear from you.
All righty now. Before I just dive right in there, allow me to clear this up. What she's referring to as far as management, basically what she's saying is I abandoned the crew. No, there were 2 managers on shift, and the night that she's referring to, I had a female issue. I had to leave. No, my boss was not happy with it because she needed both managers on shift, but hey, I got something I got to take care of. I needed to leave. That was the end of that.
Were you terminated the next day
No, I was
for that?
not terminated. So allow me to dive in regards to the situation at hand. This young lady has poor work ethics. She's a habitual liar. She was stealing. So back to the matter at hand.
So really, she was essentially saying, don't stop me from stealing no more.
Along with
Don't
other
come in
things.
here and stop me from stealing. I've been stealing a long time now. Don't come in here changing no policy that's going to stop my stealing. Now, I'll fight you about that. You can do a lot of things, but don't go there. Don't go there.
Sir, there are cameras and audio. These cameras can hear you
playing.
talking.
Okay.
They can hear you.
Go
So
ahead.
As far as I started on a shift, they would do, I make a big deal out of pushing sales and things like that. Those things were not being pushed. Instead, they would cut corners. Oh, we're out of this. We don't have
All right,
this.
so you came in and tried to clean up the
Clean it
operation.
up, basically.
All right.
Okay, so
you wouldn't
she
even
didn't
in the
like
store
that,
to do that.
along with other people. So one night, I had a car sitting there we had messed up her order. I'm waiting for my grill guy
The drive-through.
Yeah, to correct the order. So while I'm sitting there waiting, it dawned on me like, hey, like 20 minutes, I was exaggerating the minutes, but 20 minutes went by. Where's the food? I look up, my whole crew is gone. Where's the crew? So I go out on the floor looking for the rest of the crew. I go in the bathroom, they're smoking weed. So I'm like, yeah, they're smoking weed. So I make it clear. I said, this is very unprofessional. I got a whole line of drive-through cars. Y'all need to come up out my bathroom. I left it at that, let the statement hung in the air, went on about my business. They come back, everybody's upset. The next day, when my supervisor come in, I let her know, hey, my whole crew walked off last night. You can see them on the camera, you can see me going, fish
You have
them
them on
out.
camera smoking?
No, not smoking.
Going in, though.
She can see the whole crew leave their post and go in the bathroom, and then she'll see me.
At the same time.
At the same
Giving them the
time.
sign.
They are.
If that's the case,
Don't say
Yes.
she gave him the sign.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out
So,
if that's the case,
I come
why am
in-
I the manager now? If I'm supposed to be fired,
Okay,
right?
so I come in, after I speak to my manager, she say, okay, we're gonna deal with it, whatever. Come in the next day. This is the following day. I come in and she's like, oh, what the so-and-so you doing here? You ain't supposed to be here. I ignored her and continue to, get my shit from the previous managers. I'm counting down the safe. She's walked out and called my boss. So I talked to my boss. My boss says, hey, she's there. I don't want it to be a confrontation tonight. So you just leave and we'll deal with
Okay, there's an assault here, so there must have been a
that's where
confrontation.
this is going. Yeah.
Let me allow her to go there since she's suing you about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so
How did you all get to this confrontation you're suing about?
I was main manager after she got fired. So the night of that incident, February 5th,
She was still
was-
boss then, though?
she was fired. She wasn't supposed to be there. She walked in and I
was
called the
not
manager.
fired.
I called the manager and she said she had to go home. If we were doing all these activities, she say, we would have been fired. All of us.
You were
I
made-
still
you were
worked there.
promoted.
I still worked there, yes. I was promoted.
Okay.
So,
The main manager must smoke weed, too.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
All you had to do
I'm
is
just saying.
All you had to do is give him or her a bag and you get promoted.
So,
Hey, I saw y'all smoking in the bathroom on tape.
that's
Y'all
invading
got the
personal
chronic,
privacy if
the
it's a
Kush,
camera in the
the
bathroom.
Indigo, or- go ahead.
So, February 5th, out at 10 o'clock, I did contact her manager because she wasn't supposed to be there. She knew that. So after what was said between her and them, she put on her coat. She get to making smoothies, walking out the door. So she's walking around the counter. People said they gonna hit me in my mouth and just starting
She's
stuff.
saying that.
She's saying this.
Uh-huh.
She said, I'm not leaving until the girl come lock the door. This little girl is a minor, need I mind you. So I'm like, never mind. I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna lock the door. As I'm getting ready to lock the door, she sticks her foot in the door. Like, I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, you getting up out of here. I moved her foot. She swung at me. So she took off her coat. I punched her about 2 times. And I have a video of all of us trying to get this young lady out the store. So I'm like, all right, after that, watch your back and I'm gonna come back and get you and all this other mess. So I'm like, okay, you know what time I get off? I get off at 6. At 4 o'clock, I'm just being for real. At 4 o'clock, I heard my coworker screaming like, Dominique, come here, hurry up. She was outside busting my windows. And before I could
saw her?
This was her. My coworker saw her. And before I could get to the window, she was gone. So I immediately called the police. I'm like, I'm mad. I'm telling her to call the 911. I'm gonna beat her up when I catch her. But I didn't go. I didn't do none of that. I just got my police report. I went about my day. I tagged up my windows. I went home.
Good.
So after that, I had a contact with this young lady. Yes, I did. I via Facebook. I told her, I said, I like the way you bust out my kids' transportation. I don't want to fight you. I know where I stay. I want my money.
You have that?
Yes.
All right, let me hear from you, ma'am.
Okay.
Starting at
With the truth.
No. I got a question. If she's on tape, her and her colleagues leaving their place of work, going into the bathroom, smoking weed, got it on tape, them all leaving at the same time. How did she get promoted? And you lost your job.
I don't know. I didn't lose my job.
Okay.
I don't know what she's talking about, if she's been promoted. Okay. I just quit on March 5th or something.
Why?
I quit because I found out she was rehired. That's why I quit.
She had been fired?
Yes, what they did was they terminated. When I went to the store manager said I was terminated from the store, but she wasn't being clear. So I went to the office and they further detailed like she just don't want you at the store because of the confrontation with her. We were both terminated. Go through the hoops. They run the tapes back. They did not see me on tape.
Yeah, but they brought her back.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Let's get to the fight, man.
Okay, so
all I know is reasonable to believe that she did nothing wrong and you did, because you're no longer there and she has been promoted.
Okay.
So tell me about this assault. You came up there. You were telling me that.
Yeah.
How you would come up there.
It was my shift.
Okay.
That's why I was
So
there.
the boss told you to leave.
The boss
though.
told me to leave because she didn't know that.
So the boss told you to leave work. The boss says, I know you're working. I know you're a manager. But for some reason, she said, you're going to have to leave there. Did you have to leave?
No, I was there that night.
Go ahead.
Okay.
She told you to leave, your own boss.
She told me to leave because the whole crew,
whatever the reason, she told you to leave, didn't tell her.
So I'm on my way out the door and she started walking from behind the counter. So I turned around before I made it to the door and it was some people getting off work in the dining room and I'm like, you come lock the door behind me. I told her to do that for a reason because I was not about to walk out the door and then she attacked me when I turned my back. So she comes to the door, like she said, there's people in the dining room. You had no reason to come from behind the counter to lock any door. So the girl standing there.
They're still worried about you being confrontational.
No, I wasn't being confrontational. I was
if she
leaving.
was concerned that you would be, then that's what they do. When somebody who they think is going to be confrontational walks out the door, you lock it.
I'm saying she's in the back.
How did the confrontation occur, ma'am? How did the confrontation occur?
The confrontation occurred because I turned around and I refused to go out the door with my back to her because she came from behind the counter, which is unnecessary.
Refused to go out the door, and then what?
So I'm standing there waiting for the girl to come out to lock the door behind me. In the process, she's standing in the door talking all types of stuff, all types of threats. There's a gentleman in the back who finally hears the altercation. He comes up, and when he pushes, you know, when somebody get in between to stop it, then the other person start going crazy because somebody's holding them. That's what she did. So when he's pushing her back, that's when she decided to swing. She never swung. It was all worse. She swung and her nail caught my face. It wasn't a complete slap. Her nail caught my face. So when I'm getting ready to react, he pushes me out the door and tell me go. He was like, she on camera, don't worry about it, which is why I left. You on camera. I'd rather have your job than to stand here and fight with you. I'm a manager. Why would I do all that?
How did it end?
How did it end?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
left and got in my car and I went home and I called my supervisor. He could.
She said she's going to show me tape where you continue to try and fight. All right,
And
so let's see it. Who's going to see it? Let's see.
That's me in the red in the hallway. You see him pushing me out the door?
Because you swung at me and I reacted. I reacted. You swung at me and I reacted. You did. All I did was ask you to leave the store. You should have just left instead of swinging at me.
That's her you hear talking.
That is me. Because you made me mad. You swung at me.
No, I didn't.
Girl. You swung at me.
You see,
I'm gonna
when he
react
pushed
like
her,
that.
she swung, and I stood there, and then he pushed me out the door and said, "Don't worry about it, I got
altercation
you."
had already begun at that point. The question is, who was the aggressor? Who started the altercation? And I'm inclined to believe it was you, based on all the facts I've heard.
Who, me?
Yes, your boss telling you to go home. Start there. Do you have your police
Yes,
I
report?
have my documentation.
No,
There was
police
no
report.
I didn't need one.
All right, yes you do, because she got hers.
I didn't
Thank
need
you.
one.
Well, you do today.
No.
Oh, yes.
I'm saying
Now,
you
don't get
are-
confrontational
somebody
with me.
harassing me.
I'm
He
not.
got
Police
you
all
covered.
day.
And he'll do you worse than that man did you.
If somebody
Yeah,
harassing me,
this
I'm
is
calling the
very
police
clear.
all day.
Judgment for the plaintiff. I'm going to conclude that you were perjuring yourself. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Girl, you sad. I don't got nothing to say about the girl. Like, to me, she just irritating. She ignorant. I just want my money. That's all I want. That's all I got to say.
Plaintiff Tiny Johnson became a ward of the state at the age of 4, and at age 12, she ran away and became a prostitute. Tiny claims she turned her life around 14 years ago and started dating the defendant, but he was an unfaithful cocaine abuser, and she's suing him because he vandalized her car. Defendant Lawrence Johnson says when he met Tiny, she was an escort, and the two of them used cocaine together. Lawrence denies vandalizing Tiny's car, and he's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. At the age of 4, I just wanted to say at the age of 4, I was a ward of the state. And I ended up going to California. I was with a guy, and he told me he could help me get a record deal. Unfortunately, he ended up being a pimp. And I went through a lot of things with him. And
So how did you move out there? You met him where?
I met him in Minnesota.
Where? Where were you?
On the streets. On the streets.
By yourself? You
Yes.
was walking around on the
Yes.
street? Okay, and he walked up and said,
Yes, and said that he does music and that he could help me.
how did he know you needed that?
I was singing on the street, just
Okay,
sitting-
you're walking down the street
Yeah.
singing at
Yeah.
12?
Yes.
Where were you spending the night at that point?
At that point, I was sleeping on bus stops.
Okay, and you had left your foster care home, or
Yeah, I was on the run.
what age had you left there?
The age of 10,
So for 2 years, where were you living?
bus stops.
Okay. Yeah, it is a known solicitation location
Yes.
for pimps to go hang out at the bus stations and wait for girls who've run away to get off the bus. So you left with him and you all moved to California, you say?
Yes.
And then you began a life of prostitution for how long?
From the age of 12 to 20.
And how'd you get out of that situation?
Unfortunately, I got a call that my mother passed away, my biological mom. So I came back to Minnesota, and I decided then that once I was there that I could get out of it, and I stayed. I never went back.
Good. All right. And what has your life been like since?
It's been rocky, but you know what? I'm very thankful that I'm out of it. Was a PCA worker for 9 years, raising an 11-year-old daughter now.
Good.
I do road construction right now.
Good. All right. Great. Good. So, that's a big crisis in the country is sex trafficking. Are
Yeah.
you helping in that area to combat it?
In a way I have, just girls and people that I've met, through time. I, share my story a little bit, not too much, but enough for them to understand, there is ways out of it and there's things that you can do with your life to better yourself. You don't have to stay dragged down. You don't.
Good. All right. That's a responsibility I think you bear as a result of having been blessed to get out of the situation yourself. Sir, you want to give me some background?
Basically, I like to write music and stuff, but what I do for a living, I work at Tyson, a production company, pork plant out in Waterloo, Iowa. and it's kind of going good for me right now. But back, my whole life, I basically was living with women and kind of like never had my stuff together.
Living with or off?
Living better, living off women.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, living off women.
Nothing wrong with living with women.
Yeah.
Depending on your value perspective, religion, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, living off women is a whole different subject.
At a late age, I got it, but I figure better late than never, you know? And I'm in a better place in my life right now.
Good. Yeah. All right, good to hear that. Give me some background on your relationship.
Well, we met 2015, the summertime. And, you know, we were just friends at first, but then we decided to make it a relationship. Unfortunately, he ended up going to jail for a year for probation violation. When he got out, I thought we could pick back up where we was at. But when Lawrence got out, he didn't want to work. He was using cocaine, smoking and drinking, and that's just something that I did not want in my life. You know, I've already dealt with all of that. So I'm in the process of doing a big change through at this time. I was homeless when I moved to Waterloo, and that's when I invited him to come, you know, stay with us and try this again for a relationship. I went through a lot of emotional things with him, and the cheating and the disloyalty towards me.
Did you all break up, or are you still?
Yes.
All right. And when did you all break up, and why?
We broke up a couple of times, but this last time we broke up because he was cheating. I found his phone in my car, and I saw pictures of him and another girl having sex.
He videoed it?
It's a picture. Yeah, they did. And
why do people do that? It's a very popular thing for this generation to tape themselves. What is the deal?
I don't know.
Probably a memory or something. I don't know.
Right, and you refresh your memory by looking at it later?
I guess so.
Until your girlfriend or the public gets it and puts it all over the internet?
Right.
Your destiny is based on another person.
Yeah.
Your entire life.
Yeah.
All your future jobs, all your future opportunity, everything in the future that you might have, the view that your children might have of you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Mama, I was browsing the internet and I came upon...
Is that you?
Yeah, was that you in there? I don't know. Well, let me just show you, Mom. Is this you in there? That's the risk when you're making these sex tapes, thinking that it's only going to be viewed by you for the rest of your life. And no, it's out there the rest of your life. That's what it is. All right, so she found the video on your phone?
Yes. Okay, well, kind of like catch it up. Like I did meet her in 2015. She was an escort dancer and stuff. She let me know that she wasn't actually having sex or doing anything with her clients or whatnot. We kind of hit it off and we were talking. But there's one thing I do want to clarify. We were doing cocaine together. So that wasn't out of her life
Really?
yet. It wasn't out of her life yet.
Yeah, okay.
We were doing it together.
You weren't crackheads who was snorting coke.
I mean, however you want to... Yeah.
Ain't no however, those are two
big
big different things.
I mean,
so yeah, you sound like a crackhead now, talking about however I want to say it. You know, those are two very distinct things, snorting cocaine and smoking crack. And when I ask you which one, well, however you want to view it, I want to view it the way you were doing it. Were you doing, or were you doing... Nah, which one? That's why I want to view which one. Come on, how I view it. Which one? We all smoking crack or snorting?
Sir, no, not at all.
Snorting, and then when he left you, he was smoking crack.
He was snorting it.
You were smoking.
No, I don't smoke. I
Who
don't
was
none
smoking
of that.
crack?
That's not true, Your Honor. We met each other because of that situation.
Smoking crack?
No, not smoking crack, snorting cocaine. We both were doing that, and we were our mutual friends. I met her through a mutual friend.
So y'all cane heads, not crack heads.
Yes, sir. That's how I met her. One of my friends was talking to her.
Now, it's easy to stop being a cane head than a crack head.
Yes, sir.
I believe.
Yes, sir. That's why I was trying to say. Well, that's what I meant by however you want to view it. If you want to call it a crackhead, but
there you go again.
We were snorting coke. We were snorting coke, which we both is not messing around no more, but yeah, that's how we met. We were doing
That's why I was clarifying that, and that's why that does make a little difference, because if you tell me, well, I just stopped smoking crack yesterday because I just didn't feel like it, yeah, you're a lie. What happened with your car?
April 7th, I had to end up calling the police, and this was the same day that I found the text messages and the video of him with this girl. Now, I stayed away all day because I didn't want to argue. I wanted to, talk like adults. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do that because when I got home later that day, he trashed my house, threw cake all over my walls, and then tried to blame it on the dog. Like the dog can jump up there on the counter and knock everything off. Oh, go over here and throw cake over here, pick it up, and then go throw it in the next room.
What about the car?
The car, he smashed my window because I ended up calling the police on him the night before to have him escorted out. My daughter saw him pick up a rock and bust my window, my front window.
Who'd you tell about this, or did you mention it to him?
Oh, yes, he knows.
What has he said? Denied it?
At first, he did it. Then he said, I will pay you back for it.
Okay. That was just to help you. I mean, that was just to help you. I'd never
play
bust your
boo-boo the
window.
fool all you want to.
Judge,
and you all were still together at that time?
We broke up when I called the police.
Okay. Is that true?
Sir, we was never really together. This is why, because I wanted to kind of get the story. I was in Minnesota, I was trying to get to it. Like, we were back then in 2015, when we were dating. We got pulled over and we both got arrested. We had warrants that we weren't aware of. I went to jail for a year. She went for a couple days. I was with her then. Now, and while I'm in there, I'm hearing she's out, cheating on me and stuff like that. Basically, I got out single. We haven't been together for 3 years. Basically, I got out single and everything. I got to working and, doing good for myself. And then she reached out and we started talking again. She was telling me about how good she's doing in Iowa. And so I came down there. So when I came to Iowa, we were friends. We wasn't in a relationship.
You just came to visit her?
No, I didn't come to visit. I came for better opportunities. See, now I got my own house there.
Coincidentally.
He lying.
Huh?
Was it you had already moved there when you all?
No, I was in Minnesota. I moved there after talking to her.
That's what I'm saying. And it was just a coincidence that you were already going to move there.
No, I wasn't already.
So you moved there to be with her?
Yes, Your Honor. Just say it.
Yeah, he's already said it, but he said you moved there to be with her. That's why we just went back and forth.
I don't know about y'all, but where I come from, people live with each other and ain't doing.
Oh, that's true. When they living off women in particular, you're right. You did establish that, and you were going with it, and you moved where she moved to live off of her. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day. I'm gonna dismiss your claim. I believe you're a woman hustler, and I believe that you damaged her car, like she says. You even admitted just now that you told her you would be nice and repair it. So let's keep. You would help, right? So let's help at the tune of $2,110. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. I told you were gonna reap what you sow. I told you.
You got your money.
God don't like ugly.
Bye.
God don't like ugly. You hurt me and my baby. I don't have nothing to say, but God don't like ugly. And watch how you treat people, because it'll always come back on you.
I'm just saying we was just cool as hell yesterday and every other day until now, been having sex and all of that. Now she's throwing a pity party.
You can sit here and lie all you want
to. But okay, it's cool.
But you know what? I'm done.
It's cool. She got her money. We can move on with this now, basically.
You need to understand you don't treat people like that, especially someone who loves you.
You need to understand this is over. We done.
It's over. That's fine. Don't contact me, none of that.
It's over.
Plaintiff Carl Stevens says the defendant was his neighbor and everything with them was good until the defendant started taking Percocet from Carl's brother. Carl suing his neighbor for the value of a flatbed trailer. Defendant Brian Hawes insists he never abused Percocet, and as a result of a previous DUI, he gets drug tested weekly. Brian does not feel as though he owes Carl for anything.
Start with you.
Okay, a little history. I moved into my house about 3 years ago, and Brian moved in shortly after. And I noticed that he had a little girl over there, his daughter and stuff, and we talked a little bit. He introduced himself, and he's a single dad trying to get custody. Him and his ex-girlfriend had some problems and stuff, and he's trying to get legal custody or visitation rights. And he informed, that he was single and stuff. So my brother was living with me after back surgery. We'd fix food and take food over to him and his little daughter. And every once in a while, he'd ask me for some gas money. He couldn't get to work and stuff. He was self-employed, starting his own business. So I'd give him $10 or $20 here and there to help with things. And he had hurt his back or something. And my brother, of course, he come over and asked my brother if he had any pain pills. And my brother gave him a couple of Percocets, to help him out and stuff. And that's when things started going south.
When you say going south, you think he became addicted to opioids?
Well, I'd seen cars coming and going at strange hours of the night at his place. And I seen there was a little quick trip by our place. And seen he'd meet guys there in the car, and then they would leave.
And was that before also the Percocet? Did your brother?
No, that was kind of afterward.
Just after?
Yeah.
So your brother got him hooked?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he only gave him the 2, so. But he said he'd been taking them before.
He may have come back and gotten some more. Now you say he said he'd been taking them before.
Well,
so you were providing the money. You gave him 10 and 20 here. That's what Percocets cost. What, $25 on the street?
Pardon me, sir?
How much Percocets cost on the street?
I don't know.
Now you want to play crazy.
Yeah. All right. We're going to play crazy in a little bit.
Okay.
$20, $25 you were giving him at a time.
Yeah.
So you were supplying his habit.
Well, I may have been, but I thought he needed for gas and stuff. I thought he was a stand-up guy trying to get his daughter.
Then your brother got him hooked.
Well, I can't say whether he did or didn't. I don't know.
Who got you hooked?
Your Honor.
He did?
This is all a surprise to me right here. This is just another act by Carl. You never know what you're going to get with him. One more.
Man, doesn't seem like he's an opioid. He's like a pretty boy type with a bunch of women chasing after him. That's why he's jealous, isn't he? He sees the
there's
women.
definitely something
That's
wrong.
who's coming in and out, women.
Yeah.
That's who's driving in and out. He's jealous. That's the dope man. No, that's his women. Tall, handsome young man like this, you're going to accuse him of being a dope fiend just because he got women coming in and out. Jealous. Does his brother look as handsome as you? Neither
Brothers
one
are
of them.
the same way he is, sir.
Go ahead, sir. You give me some background on your association with your neighbor here.
When I moved in, I didn't meet Carl for a few months. Then I finally went over there and talked to him. He found out I did tree work, so I said I'd do some tree work for him. I did a job for him right away. I'd bid at about $1,200 is what I'm self-employed. I do it for myself, and I'm busy with work.
Good.
So I'm not sure what about gas money he's talking about, but hey, I told him something about my back hurting, and they offered painkillers, which I did not take. If I would have known that he was going to say something like that, I have 3 years of. I was on probation for a DUI before that, and I had taken UAs weekly. If I were to take painkillers or anything like that during the time, it would have came up positive for it. So there's absolutely no way possible that would even.
I don't know. He's just jealous.
But
I don't believe it. Let's move ahead, sir, with the flatbed trailer. Tell me what happened there to cause him to hold you.
Well, I told Brian I was getting ready to move to Arizona, and he said, "Well, I'd like to buy your trailer." I said, "Well, it's not for sale because my boys still use it for the lawn service I have." And I noticed a day went by. I said, "Brian, have you got my trailer?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, it was in your driveway." He said, "I don't know where it is now." So I called the insurance company and I said, "Well, what do we do about this?" They said, "Well, it was on his property, so he has to make the claim for it." So I told Brian. He called the police December 2nd. They come out and made a police report. They come over next door and talked to me about it. He said that this is your trailer. I said, "Yeah." So they filled out the police report that I have right here.
Let's see it, please.
It states on there that that's my trailer and stuff. And the insurance company also knows that it's my trailer. Brian told him it was my trailer. So I expected to get a check in the mail because it was my property. No check. So a couple of weeks went by. I called the insurance company and said, "Well, no, they sent the check out to Brian because it's his policy." So they sent him a check for $428. And the reason it's $428 because he had a $500 deductible. So I got a hold of Brian and said, "Hey, what's the deal? You already got a check." He said, "Well, I haven't opened my mail yet. Maybe I burned it."
How long had they told you the check had gone out? The insurance company? A week before?
A couple weeks.
Couple weeks, he said he hadn't opened his mail.
Right. Said, "Well, I burned a lot of that. I don't even open it up." And then he said he'd go through it. Well, he called and said, "Well, yeah, He said, I found it. I said, okay.
He does have plenty of money.
Right. Well, I expected to get my.
He got checks he doesn't even open for
I need
weeks at a
$10 for gas, right?
Huh?
But I need 10, 15.
Right. You need
gas, right?
$10. He's not even opening checks. You can tell when you have a
I'm real
check. He
concerned
just
about
said, I'll
that.
get to it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I was trying to help him out. I told him, well, just give me the check for $428. Now go ahead and get me a used trailer and don't worry about it. He said, no, that trailer is only worth about $200. It's just junk. He said, and I'll give you $200 and the rest of it's going towards my insurance premiums. And I think I should charge you for my insurance going up. And I said, that don't work that way. That was my property. All I want's my trailer back.
Let me hear from you on the trailer.
The trailer sat between our houses back and forth. We always had an agreement, don't go in somebody else's backyard unless you talk to him. Well, he's moving to Arizona, and 3 days before that, he pushes the trailer over to my house because doesn't have room for it. He's moving or whatever. And then it gets stolen. And
Did he ask you, or did you say?
No,
Okay.
not at all, no.
That's not true at all.
There's no...
My sister was there.
Let him
when-
finish. Go ahead. He moves it
so
over to you
I'm
because
doing-
he's going to Arizona. Go ahead.
Yeah, so 3 days before it magically gets stolen. Nobody's ever messed with it. Nobody even looked twice at it, you know? Why would you steal something that's worth $100, you know? But all of a sudden it's comes up stolen. I go over there and ask him if he took it back or whatever, and that's when he first realized it was gone, he said. And so he didn't call nobody. He didn't call no police. He didn't do nothing like that. He demands that I call the police and file a thing, and demands that I put it on my insurance. And I'm just like, you know, like this is worth like $100, $150, $200, you know? He tells me if it was worth $900 and he put some work into it. There's a 2x4, 2x8, like, I'd hear him swearing outside the bedroom window in the morning because he said I ruined his trailer one time. Well, the bungee cord that held the boards down on it broke. So he said that his trailer was ruined and it was a bungee cord that held it down. So I just tied a piece of rope on it instead, which is probably an upgrade to it.
So why shouldn't you pass on the money that you received for the trailer that was his?
Because, you know, I've done probably $2,500, $3,000 worth of work for him and never asked him for a dime, you know. He had to make payments to me for $200 on a $200 tree job. He had to make payments to me for $100. And his brother told me he was desperate for money for it. But, you know, I never asked him, you know, I knew he didn't have a lot of cash and I did a lot of labor on there and I was doing a neighborhood thing. My insurance company, I called him and I said, I don't know, you'll have to talk to Carl about the value because he thinks it's worth $1,000 and I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not doing any insurance fraud, nothing like that. You know, I don't want no part of it. And 2 weeks later, he calls me and tells me there's a check in the mail. I had no idea. You know, all my bills are paid online, like, you know, most of the mail.
What evidence you say you wanted to show me, sir? Anything else?
Well, I have a deal from where I contacted the insurance company. Let me see here.
Contacted my insurance company.
Well, I guess I don't have it.
I don't think he had insurance, sir, that's why.
$100 the very most, and I said I'd give that to you. Rest is going to premiums. Well, the fact is, you shouldn't have had your trailer on his property, and as a result, someone stole it, but it wasn't under his supervision. Unless he agreed to it, you were trespassing onto his property.
Well, that's not true, Your Honor, because he borrowed it. It was on his property when it got stolen, and it wasn't because I needed it over there because it wasn't hurting nothing on my property. He borrowed it to do a lawn service.
And you say that's not true.
No, he put it on my...
All right, I'm not sure about that. I am going to grant you the judgment for the check that he received, because I'm not convinced of anything else, whether you loaned it to him for his use or whether you were parking it over there for your own purposes without his approval. What I do know is he received $428 for your trailer, so I'm going to grant you $428 that he has received. That's my judgment. Have a good day.
Yes, it prevails. I was trying to be the nice guy and only get the $428 in the first place, so I feel justified.
If I would have known Carl better at the time, I would have never done any of the tree work for him. If I would have nickel and dimed him, my bids would have been like $2,500. I do that for somebody that needs help. I don't regret it, but now I regret it since you see his character. A few dollars, like, sad.